welcome to this introductory video into programming. So in today's video we are going to be taking a look at a high-level overview of what programming is all about. Before now, we are very much aware of the impact that computers have made in our day-to-day activities. And all of these are possible because of the softwares that we have in our computers. So let's go right away and see what programming is all about, what programs are, and what are programming language. But before we do that, in case you're wondering who I am, let me just quickly walk you through. I have an about.me page here where all the information is about myself. I included my name, what I do, and where I stay. I also have a GitHub link here. You can check out my GitHub repository, and then you can be able to reach out for me through all of the available links. So enough of the talk, let's go back to what we have. Now, what is programming? What are programs? What are programming languages? These are terms that we are going to be using day in, day out as far as software development and programming is all about. Now, let's take for example, you want to carry out a graphic design and you don't have either of CorelDRAW, Photoshop, Fireworks, or any of the graphic design application. It means you cannot be able to do your design since you don't have the needed application, that is the needed program to do the design. Or let's say you want to type a document and you don't have Microsoft Word or WPS or LibreOffice. There's no way you can be able to type your Word document because you don't have softwares. So those programs are things you use to solve your problems in computers, right? Now, what are these programs? What are they made of? Well, these programs are simply instructions behind the scene telling the computer what to do and how to do it. Some of these instructions you can say, let's take a music player for instance. A music player can ask your computer to play a song, to stop a song, to go to the next song, to come back to the previous song. All of these are instructions contained behind the scene, which the end user doesn't get to see those instructions. Now, programming now is the act of writing programs. So when you sit down to write those instructions that the computer will execute, that act is referred to as programming. Alright? And then for us to be able to write programs, that is for us to be able to carry out programming, we need what is called programming language because the computer doesn't understand the human language. So we need something that can come in between us and the computer, and that is computer language or computer languages, since we have many of them out there. We're going to be looking at that in a bit. Now, one final note is people who are into programming or people who write computer programs are referred to as programmers. So if you are into writing computer programs, then you're automatically a programmer. You don't have to be a professional to be referred to as a programmer. That's why we have beginners programmers and then we have professional programmers. So here we have a very rough sketch of the cycle that goes on and on as far as programming is concerned. We have humans by my right, and then we have computers by my left. Then we have programming language in the middle. So the programming language acts as an interface for communication between the humans, that is between the programmers and then the computer system. So for you to be able to instruct the computer to give it command to execute, you have to come through the programming language, and then you give the instructions through the programming language. The programming language then changes the instructions to what the computer can interpret and execute, and then whatever response it gets from the computer, it then changes it to what you also can understand. Alright? And I need to clear the air. Programming language are not actually taking the place of operating system, as some of them actually need an operating system. for them to work properly. So let's go further to see the types of programming languages that we have. Now we have low level, assembly, and high level. Now the low level is the language that the computer can understand directly. That is the binary language, and it's mostly made up of zeros and ones. Then the assembly language is an advancement or an advanced level of the low level language. And this time around, we don't use purely zeros and ones in the assembly. There has been improvement. You can use letters, you can use special characters, and so many others. And finally, we are currently at the high level programming languages, where we use mostly English words in writing our programs. Now I have examples of high level languages here by my right. We have Python, we have Java, we have JavaScript, we have C, C++, C#, and the rest of them. Alright, so your choice of this high level language depends on the task you want to accomplish, or the problem you want to solve. So that's it for this short video. We're going to see on the next one, where I'll be walking you through one of these programming language of our choice. See you on the next one.